Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Lakers are in a tough spot. Not only are they losing 2-1 to the Minnesota Timberwolves, but they are also dealing with health issues with star Luka Doncic. The playoffs are not easy games, and for the Lakers to go far, they need to have a healthy Luka Doncic. And the Lakers are also suffering from size issues, where they don't have a reliable center to protect the rim and make defensive plays. Luka Doncic's health situation is worrying, because new upgrades have been made and the star is at risk of being out of the important Game 4. All eyes are on Luka Doncic's stomach heading into Game 4. No, this is not a reference to the Dallas Mavericks' efforts to label Doncic as pudgy after they inexplicably traded him to the Los Angeles Lakers earlier this season. It's about Doncic's health. The Lakers revealed that Doncic battled a stomach bug in Game 3, which helped explain his poor performance in the Lakers' 116-104 loss against the Minnesota Timberwolves on Friday night. Doncic missed 10 of 16 shots and committed a handful of turnovers, and the Timberwolves took a 2-1 advantage in the best-of-7 Western Conference quarterfinals series. Now the star-powered Lakers face the possibility of falling behind 3-1 in the series on Sunday afternoon in Minneapolis. That would put all of the pressure on the shoulders of Doncic, LeBron James, and the rest of the Lakers as they return to Los Angeles. Alternatively, if the Lakers can bounce back Sunday, the series will be even at 2-2 and Doncic and his teammates will regain home court advantage for what essentially will be a best-of-3 race to the finish. All of this is to say that the pressure is climbing. And Doncic is crashing, or at least he was Friday night. The missed shots were tough, especially as Doncic shot 2 of 8 from three-point range. That's territory where he has dominated the Timberwolves in the past, including last season with the Mavericks. Fans in Minnesota still have vivid memories of Doncic burying a step-back three-pointer over Rudy Gobert to win Game 2 of the conference finals. Doncic's turnovers were equally costly. Anthony Edwards poked the ball loose from him before driving the baseline and dunking over Doncic's head in the third quarter. Gobert got a small bit of revenge against Doncic as he stole the ball and set up Jaden McDaniels for a layup and a free throw late in the fourth quarter as Minnesota pulled ahead. Things could be different Sunday. For Doncic and the Lakers, they will need to be. Teammate Dorian Finney-Smith saw how much Doncic was hurting at halftime. "I didn't think he was going to come out for the second half," Finney-Smith said. Just because of how he sounded. His body language. How he looked. He looked a little pale today. He probably needs to hydrate some more. But like I said, Luka's tough. The timing was tough, too. Doncic averaged a team-high 34 points in the first 2 games of the series. He still leads the Lakers with 28.3 points per game in the series despite playing sick in Game 3. "Obviously, with his illness, it impacts our team," James said. "We understand what he brings to our team and what he's done since the acquisition. It definitely took a big blow for our team. Anyone who has battled a stomach bug this winter or spring, is this actually everyone, knows how it can knock you out for a day or more. Everything hurts. You just want to be alone in a dark, quiet room for a while. Here's the problem for Doncic, there's very little time for that. He's going to be in a very crowded, incredibly loud room and under a very bright spotlight for Game 4. It's an early tip-off, as well, which could pose another challenge. With the game set to start at 2:30 p.m. in Minnesota, 12:30 p.m. Pacific Time, Doncic will have to wake up and get going during a period of the day when he otherwise might be able to take a nap. Lakers coach J.J. Redick is hoping for the best. "Hopefully, whatever's going on, he's feeling better on Sunday," Redick said. "I mean, I can't diagnose him. I'm not a doctor." At least he's honest. J.J. Redick offers update on Luka Doncic's health after the Lakers' Game 3 loss against the Minnesota Timberwolves. LA Lakers head coach J.J. Redick has offered an update on Luka Doncic's health condition after the team's Game 3 loss against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Slovenian looked visibly unwell during the game where he scored 17 points on 6-16 shooting. LeBron James tried to carry the load by adding 38 points, but his efforts were not enough to contain the Timberwolves team, who secured a 116-104 win on the night. Luka Doncic had 5 turnovers in the game and was not able to make any impact, and JJ Redick has revealed the reason behind this in his post-game press conference. Redick reveals Luka Doncic was not feeling well. Redick revealed that Doncic had not been feeling well for the past 24 hours, and that is what led to a rare poor outing for the Lakers. The 26-year-old has scored 30 or more in 6 of the last 7 playoff games against the Timberwolves and even looked solid in the first 2 games of the series. But it was reportedly a stomach bug that slowed him down during the game, as during halftime he even sat down on the bench and spoke to the LA Lakers staff about the pain he was experiencing near the abdomen area. Redick said, "He hasn't been feeling well for the last 24 hours, I don't know how much he slept last night, his stomach was bothering him, he was vomiting all afternoon, I'm not sure what happened at halftime, I'll find out, he's really under the weather." Lakers need Luka Doncic to be fit. The Lakers' performance in Game 3 was another indication of how important Doncic is to the team. In his absence, James tried to do the heavy lifting of the team, but no one else contributed, as only Doncic and him were the players who scored in double figures. Redick, who showcased his fiery coaching in Game 2, stated turnovers cost the game for the purple and gold, a problem they have been facing for a while. The scores were tied at 103, but Lakers just did not have enough to pull through, while Timberwolves led by Anthony Edwards' brilliance showed up in the clutch and took a 2-1 lead in the series. The 17-point performance in Game 3 was only Doncic's second-worst playoff scoring performance. He will be hoping to step things up in Game 4 and help the team steal a win on the road to make things interesting as the series heads back home in Game 5. J. Redick critical of turnovers in Game 3 loss to Timberwolves. The Los Angeles Lakers responded well to their Game 1 loss after winning a tightly contested Game 2 at home, but Game 3 presented a different challenge as the team found themselves on the road against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Lakers knew to expect an early surge from a Timberwolves team that clearly believes they can win the series, so it was no surprise to see the team fall behind early. Despite a sluggish start, Los Angeles managed to hang around throughout the evening and even put themselves in a position to win the game after Luka Doncic tied things up in the fourth quarter. However, some poor shot and decision-making ended up costing the Lakers the win as the Timberwolves went on to run away with things at the end. Turnovers prevented Los Angeles from ever truly making a run, something that can't happen on the road in the postseason. Head coach JJ Redick was visibly upset with some of the turnovers the Lakers committed, and he admitted that they played a massive part in the loss, via Spectrum Sportsnet. "We're -16 in scoring opportunities. It's really hard to win a basketball game in that scenario, particularly against a team that can also get hot from 3, which they did in the second half. Some of that were mistakes, some of that was shot making. Down the stretch, they made threes, we didn't make threes. I thought we had some good looks. As far as the turnovers, look, they're big, they're long, they're athletic, they pressure the basketball, they make everything tough. We're gonna have some turnovers. Sometimes they force you into turnovers, which they did. We had, I think it was 3 shot clock violations. But we also had some unforced turnovers. Over-dribbling, trying to draw fouls, dribbling into traffic, trying to do a little bit too much with the basketball. For us, we generated a lot of really good shots tonight when we didn't turn the ball over." As Redick noted, LA actually had a few solid offensive possessions that ended in a quality look, but far too often they got in their own way. To Minnesota's credit, their ball pressure and rotations flustered the purple and gold, but there are also a number of plays that were careless. In a playoff series between 2 evenly matched teams, taking care of the basketball becomes a priority, as easy points are a lot harder to come by. The Lakers committed 19 turnovers compared to 11 for the Timberwolves, but that resulted in 28 points for Minnesota. Meanwhile, Los Angeles only managed to score 13 points on their opponent's mistakes. That kind of disparity can easily swing a playoff game and even a series, so Redick and the coaching staff will need to emphasize that ahead of Game 4. While the Lakers have been good about responding after losses, winning Game 4 will be an incredibly difficult challenge. LeBron James believes Lakers responded well to J.J. Redick's tirade in Game 2. J.J. Redick went viral after Game 2 as video caught him laying into the Lakers during a timeout. The plan worked, though, as the Lakers went on to win the game behind a spirited two-way effort from the players. LeBron James later said he believes he and the team responded well to Redick's tirade. J.J. Redick criticized Lakers' inability to contain the ball in Game 3 loss. After being badly outscored in the paint by the Wolves in Game 3, Lakers head coach J.J. Redick had plenty of critiques of his team's defense. When the Lakers traded Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic, it gave them a young superstar to build with for years, but it hurt them defensively in the present. Los Angeles's frontcourt already had a depth issue with AD, but without him, all they had during the regular season was Jackson Hayes and some centers on two-way deals. This weakness has been painfully obvious during their playoff games against the Wolves. Hayes has been virtually unplayable and hasn't reached double-digit minutes in any game. Without a rim protector, that puts an even greater burden on perimeter defenders. On Friday, the Lakers struggled to keep the ball in front of them, leading to a whole lot of interior baskets for Minnesota. Underscore 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 underscore. Latest video from SB Nation. Underscore 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 underscore. After their Game 3 loss, J.J. Redick talked about how the defense could not slow down the Wolves' perimeter players. "We couldn't contain the ball tonight," Redick said. "Our closeouts in the first quarter were god-awful. I thought we did a better job in the second quarter. The fact is, we don't have rim protection. So if you give up blow-bys, we're going to give up something. We're going to give up a three or give up a shot from Anthony Edwards at the rim." The stats certainly back up Redick's claim. The Lakers allowed the Wolves to score 56 points in the paint. Comparatively, Los Angeles only scored 26 points from inside. Minnesota has elite perimeter players like Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels and bigs like Julius Randle, who scored 22 points in Game 3. They've proven to be bigger, stronger, and faster than the Lakers. Despite these disadvantages, it was a close contest entering the fourth. However, the Wolves went on a 13-1 run in the final minutes to secure the result. It was a scenario that felt inevitable as Minnesota has proven to be able to handle and overcome any run the Lakers have had during this series. Redick wasn't the only one who was vocal about the team's defensive struggles. Dorian Finney-Smith had similar statements post-game as well. "Just got to do a better job of staying in front of the ball," Finney-Smith said. "I feel like we were just giving up too many blow-bys. It really didn't have nothing to do with our size. It was the on-ball defense and rotation when we've got to scramble. We didn't have the sense of urgency the whole game and they did. And they made some big shots at the end of the game." Now, DFS himself had some particularly rough defensive moments. He was an on-ball defender more often than usual and was unable to pose any resistance for Minnesota. In the end, help isn't on the way. A rim protector is not arriving, and neither is a 3-and-D wing. The Lakers will either tighten up and overcome these flaws in their roster construction or they'll be in Cancun next week. Austin Reaves drops Game 4 guarantee after Timberwolves take 2-1 series lead. The Lakers face a must-win game on Sunday. The Los Angeles Lakers found themselves in unenviable territory following their 116-104 loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 3 of their opening round playoff series. In playoff history, the team that has won Game 3 in a 1-1 series has gone on to win the series 73.3% of the time, according to the NBA's official page. Aside from that stat, Game 4 is essentially a must-win for the Lakers, and Austin Reaves believes he knows how the team will respond. Following the Lakers' loss to the Timberwolves, Austin Reaves spoke about what the team's mindset has to be coming into Game 4 in order to tie the series up at 2 games apiece. Play as hard as you possibly can and give yourself an opportunity to win, and then go back to LA tied at 2-2, Reaves said. It's basically a 3-game series from there. So we'll be ready, focused, and we'll go compete as hard as we possibly can. The Lakers did not play particularly well throughout the game, at least not for their standards. But even so, the game was tied at 103 with a little over 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter after Luka Doncic hit a floater over Rudy Gobert. From that point on, however, it was all Wolves. After Doncic had tied it up, the Wolves came out of a timeout and got an Anthony Edwards 3-point shot. That was followed by Edwards finding Naz Reid for another 3-pointer from the Wolves. The Lakers never really challenged after that. From Reaves' point of view, the major difference in the game was the Wolves being able to generate extra possessions with forcing turnovers and crashing the glass. They won the possession battle. 19 turnovers to 28 points, offensive rebounds, Reaves said. It's hard to win anytime you give up double-digit more opportunities to score. So we've got to clean that up. The Lakers are heading into Game 4 with a relatively quick turnaround. Friday's Game 3 was a late evening game, and then with one day off in between, Sunday's Game 4 is an afternoon game. But regardless of the time and the situation, Reaves believes the overall mood in the Lakers' locker room is positive. The mood is good, Reaves said. We see spots where we have to be better to win games, and we'll have to fix that on Sunday.